In a surprising move, the United States government has decided to temporarily stop scheduling new visa interviews for the international students. Well, it's a big setback for Indians. This decision comes just as student visa interviews had resumed in May and could slow down the process for many students planning to study in the US. According to a report by one of the biggest media houses, this particular decision was shared through a diplomatic message or cable signed by the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The cable instructed American embassies and consulates around the globe to pause booking new appointments for students and exchange visitor visa, known as F, M, and J visas, until they receive further instructions. The reason? The US is considering expanding the screening process by adding social media checks for all the student visa applications. Right now, when somebody applies for a US visa, they are already asked to list their social media accounts on the application form called DS 160. But with the new plan, the vetting of social media could become much stricter and more detailed. Though let me tell you that the US government has not yet clearly explained what they'll be looking for in a student's social media history. However, the cable referred to rules meant to keep out people involved in terrorism or those spreading hate, specifically anti-Semitism. This change is specifically important because the US has seen growing concern over students who may have taken part in protests, particularly those related to Gaza. Some officials are unsure if simply posting a photos of a Palestinian flag could lead to additional checks or even visa rejection. The guidance is still vague, and many US consular officers have said privately that they don't know exactly how to handle such cases. In the meantime, the US Embassy in India recently reminded students to strictly follow all the rules of the student visa. If a student stops attending classes, drop out, or leaves their course without informing their school, their visas can be cancelled and they can be asked to go home. So this means that this would also hurt their chances of getting any future US visas. This is specifically worrying for Indian students as India recently became the largest source of international students in the US, overtaking China for the very first time since 2008. More than 3.3 lakh Indian students are currently studying in America, be it colleges or universities. For these students, delays or stricter rules could actually create a lot of stress, uncertainty, and disruption in their study plans. Now, to clarify, there are three main types of student visas in the US. A. F1 visa is for full-time students attending academic programs like universities or colleges. Second one is M visa, which is for the students attending non-academic or vocational training such as technical courses. And the third one is J visa, and it is meant for students or individuals taking part in cultural exchange programs or research. Now, this new move by the US government is being seen as a part of a broader changes to immigration policy under the Trump administration. Just days earlier, a judge had stopped the government from cancelling legal status for international students, showing that rules around the student immigration are changing and they are kind of unpredictable. If the US goes ahead with expanded social media vetting, it could mean longer processing time and stricter check for students who only want to study and build a career. While the goal is to protect national security, many worry that it might unfairly target innocent students and slow down the process for everybody out there.